So let's kind of come back to the bottom. Let's say, for instance, you have a website that you're trying to sell for $2,000, right? You want to, if you're selling that for $2,000, you know, the value equation, you want to give so much value, you want to create a complete value discrepancy. They valued it, they gave you $2,000, but you want to create such a discrepancy between the money that they spent and the value that they get. So that's either 10xing the value, trying to make this worth a $20,000 product, or, you know, doubling the value of 2,000 versus 4,000. Either way it goes, you want to create a discrepancy. And we've talked about this before on the channel about how to kind of actually price, you know, value, cost of goods, all that stuff. We've talked about that. So dive a little deeper in the channel if you're wondering, more curious about that, or comment in the comments below, and I'll go into more detail in further videos. But essentially, you have the discrepancy of value that you deliver, you have the price that they pay, and then you have the cost of goods, what it actually cost you to make this service, okay? So I personally like, you know, 90% profit margins, right? So what that means is whatever I was paid, it costs you maybe 10% to be able to deliver that. Now, that does not include my time. So right now, you have your time that you are investing, and then you may have other things that you need to buy for the client that you have a budget, right? So for instance, if someone gives me, you know, $2,000 or $1,000, let's say they give me $1,000, right? I have pretty much a budget, if I'm working at a 90% profit margin, of about $100 to spend on this person's project. That doesn't also include the work that I'm putting in. Whatever hours I put in, I'm not going to count this at this point.